CrossCode.
CrossCode. Now, I've been wanting to play this game for a long time. So it CrossCode originally came out on the PC in September 2018, and got a lot of buzz at the time. And it just came to all the console platforms in July. So just essentially the last couple of weeks. It's an action role playing game set in an MMO world. It's not an MMO, but it's, I guess, very similar to Sword Art Online and Dot Hack and those kind of games where they're essentially mostly single player experiences, but set just in the narrative of an MMO. So they're developed by Radical Fish Games and published by Deck 13, and I love Deck 13 as a publisher and a developer. They make Lords of the Fallen and the Surge games. And it was actually originally crowdfunded on Indiegogo. So this is, I think, a really good example of a title that, that just really the whole crowdfunding concept has downsides and obviously some big wins. And I think this is a big win for the concept. So the game itself,
is it good? Like, because I'm super keen to know about this game. I feel like it could be really up my alley. So the game's future hinges on you.
Yeah. So whenever I saw this game, whether or not it was trailers or screenshots, I kept hearing how good it was, and then I would look at it and think, yeah, it looks cool. It's it's a sprite based. It's basically like Secret of Mana, Terranigma kind of art style, just nicer. And I'm like,
yeah, Terranigma, that game that's quite common all over the world.
Well, the reason I mention it is because it's actually very reminiscent in some ways to me of the combat mechanics.
It does actually look like it. I'll give you that. It does. I just
and
looking
because
at it now,
the reason why it also reminds me of Terranigma is Terranigma, as you got further into the game, started incorporating modern world elements and cities, and like you'd walk into into a building and there's computers and desks and things. And this game has
it's such a good game.
This game has a lot of that. But when I was looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, but there's actually quite a few games out there like this. Why is this so good? And within the first 20, 25 minutes, I realized why it's so good. It controls so nice. Like, you look at the game you think it's going to control like, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, those kind of 2D action RPGs. But the range of movement's actually really nice. Like, it's interesting. You think those games that it's going to have, like, like the directional movement, you're going to go on diagonals, you're going to go up and down, left and right. But when you go sideways, there's actually more points of movement that you can do. So it actually feels really nice and smooth. And your character actually, when you go to turn, they actually like stop for a second, as if, in a 3D game where you'd actually like put your leg out to then go the other direction. It controls so smooth, and it's got such a cool blend of action, mechanics, as well as puzzle mechanics. And so far, I'm about 5 hours into the game now. I love this game. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
I think it's absolutely awesome. I don't know if the plot will resonate with everyone, but I think the gameplay is a winner for anyone that kind of loves those old 2D action RPGs. I think automatically will find something to love in this game. It's very nice from a presentation standpoint, and it's got a lot going on, especially when you first start the game. You're in like this area with a lot of overlay effects. But what's pretty cool is you can actually customize a lot of that stuff. So you can actually turn off a lot of the extra visual elements if you want a cleaner experience. You go into the options menu, and there's so many options in there. The people that have made this game, you can tell it's a labor of love. They've spent so long to just put so much into it. And what's really cool is just some nice features. Not that it's completely unique to this game, but so you're running around fighting enemies, and what will happen is you will start getting, when you kill a certain amount of enemies, as long as within a certain amount of time, you'll go up a rank. And then if you keep going up that rank, and there's like a cooldown timer that if, it runs out, then your rank will reset, then the enemies will start dropping better loot. So what you end up doing is you end up running through these pretty big zones that are made up of like smaller maps, but it carries across the zones. So you will actually like be rushing through and just like fighting enemies as quickly as you can, just so you can get better drop loot. And it makes it makes it's, I wouldn't say grinding as much, because so far I'm only, as I said, 4 or 5 hours in, and I haven't had to grind or anything. But it's really fun, and I'm really looking forward to playing more. And I think the story has potential, but it's very quirky. There's a lot of humor to it, and sometimes humor can be very different for different people when it comes to video games. So I think it's fantastic, and I think it needs more attention, honestly.
Interesting, man. Interesting. So, like, I'm in the process of signing up to Xbox Game Pass
Right now,
Ultimate.
like he's literally clicking right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Like, it's crazy, man. Yeah, like, like this whole game. I just keep on hearing such a good rap from it from everyone. Like, it's insane. I can't believe like how many people are calling it out and going, "Oh, you got to play this game. It's such a good
What really
game."
surprised me about the game actually is there's so much depth to the environment. So you think it's okay, it's a 2D game, you kind of know what to expect. It goes above and beyond in that. You are jumping on different levels in the environment, and you're very mobile in that game. So what's really cool is in an early part of the game, similar to Super Metroid, how there's that part where you'll see the animals like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
space animals.
And you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, oh, so I can do something like that. They kind of do something like that where you see all these people jumping across the platforms in the area, like, oh, that's neat, because you see other players running around because it's meant to be like an MMO, but they're not everywhere, but you'll see them, coming past, and you see them like just running around the terrain and jumping from hill to hill, and like, oh, awesome. So that kind of just teaches you in an organic way that you're meant to actually do this stuff. And there's tons of secrets like that. It's just really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to if you do get a chance to play it, to see what your thoughts are. What I will say is the game, it the kind of has a tutorial that kind of is woven into the narrative and lasts for about an hour at the start. That it's good, but it can take a while to. Sometimes you're like, okay, just let me out in the world. So that's probably
Yeah.
the only negative so far that I've got of it. And a weird, very specific thing I wish it did is the game has a lot of systems. It is very much an RPG in so many ways. But I do wish that it had the quality of life option that most RPGs have these days, which is an optimize button. So when you're looking at your equipment, a lot of games will have, okay, I've got all these different pieces of equipment, but the game has a way to just say, okay, optimize, equip everything that's the best that I have at the moment.
Oh, like, and inventory management's like fit the most
Yeah,
optimal fit out or something
yeah.
like that.
And
Yeah,
most
yeah.
games will have that these days. The thing is, obviously, depending on how the equipment works, and we'll see, as I play more into the game, it's always going to have extra, like a piece of equipment might be by like standard defense might be better, but it has these extra elements that are kind of cool. But I'm cool. If you're not having trouble with the game, I'm cool for the majority of the game just to say, okay, just optimize, give me equip the best stuff I've got, so I don't have to sit there going through it all. And then as I get close towards the end of the game, or I start having any rough patches, then I'm actually going to start looking at, okay, I need to equip something that's better at resisting this and things like that. So,
Yeah.
but in saying that, it has a lot of other quality of life things that are really neat. So it's just the one very specific thing that I'm used to because I play a lot of RPGs that I wish it had. So
Oh no, it sounds awesome. Sounds amazing. I guess I'm looking forward to playing it now, I should say, because I'm going to sign up to this as soon as I confirm that it's definitely on. So yeah, CrossCode. Okay. Oh no, 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 wait, it's not on PC. That's so weird. That's so weird, man. It's only available on Xbox One in the Game Pass, even though it is on PC as a PC game.
So what I would do is just wait probably a month and it will be on there. That's generally how it works.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay, I'll do that then. And then I'll probably sign up so I can play Grounded as well.
cool.